Hey. So anybody who knows me would be super surprised that I'm making a video right now looking like a hot mess, no makeup, really ratchet hair, looking super tired. But last night was a pretty rough night. I did get some sleep thanks to the help of Klonopin, but I don't feel very well rested and I have to work at 4. So that's pretty frustrating, but I thought I would make a blog to tell you what happened in hopes that y'all understand, and I guess maybe to just vent a little bit. So, my boyfriend and I have been spending a bit of time together recently, obviously, and we used to work together at the same place, and then he quit and got a new job at a factory, which, I was happy about at first. I wasn't at first, I was kind of sad, but, I'm happy for him because he's happy, and because it's a factory job, he works third shift for 6 weeks before he switches to another shift, and the third shift is 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., and you're probably thinking, like, that's awesome, he works while you're sleeping. Yeah, that's like what I was thinking until last night on his first night of work, when I decided it would be a great idea to get super anxious. I was at work, it was like about 9 o'clock, and I knew he was going to be leaving around 9:45 or whatever. Sorry. And, I just was freaked out. Like, my brain was thinking, he's leaving me for work. And this is probably because we have this habit of doing Google Hangouts at night to go to sleep together, and that's kind of like Skype, if you don't know. So we just fall asleep on Skype or whatever. And, it's not a bad thing or whatever, but because he's working, we can't do that. So I immediately feel super alone and super abandoned because work is obviously so much more important than me. And so I called him, we talked, and, he felt super upset. He even asked me if I didn't want to go to work, and I was like, no. Feeling, like, even worse because I upset him. And like, just crying. Feeling like an idiot. Feeling upset. Feeling left. Feeling bad. It was such a frustrating moment, because in that moment, I felt like I had two brains. Like, I had the brain that was freaking out and feeling anxious because he's leaving me. He doesn't love you. He would rather work than be with you. He doesn't want to be with you on Google Hangouts. Like, if he had a choice, he would choose work. Like, blah, 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 blah. And then the other half of my brain's like, Stephanie, you just went to work and left him. He's going to work to make money so y'all can get a place together to, like, buy furniture, whatever. Like, the common sense part of my brain and then the not common sense are just, like, fighting. But for some reason, the not common sense part always wins. It's like the common sense part can just keep talking and talking and be like, yeah, I know. Like, I can hear it in my head. Like, stop. But you can't calm down. It's like you can't talk yourself out of feeling the way you feel. It doesn't make any sense. And of course I'm trying to, like, explain this to him, but I'm freaking out. So it's like, blah, 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 blah. And, like, I'm sure he doesn't get it. And like, how do I expect him to get that? That doesn't even make sense to me. But I have to say, like, I am the luckiest person because my boyfriend is so supportive of me. Like, he's the one person that will listen, who actually, like, wants to listen because he wants to understand how I feel. He, like, wants me to get better, and I'm, like, super, super grateful. Like, I can't even explain. But he basically, didn't know what to say. He felt really bad. But, he told me that once we go through this once, last night, I'll probably feel better. Realizing that, he's at work while I sleep, he was going to call me on his break. He called me on the way there. I called him first thing when I woke up. And I guess I just, like, felt really childish. And in my head, I kind of, like, related this to when, you know, when you're younger and your mom or your dad or your grandparent or whoever drops you off at preschool or daycare or whatever, and you cry because you're like, don't leave me here. Like, why would you leave me here? And then all day long, like, you worry, are they gonna come back? Are they gonna come back? And then that, like, one day where your mom's late, gets stuck in traffic, and you're like, oh my god, my mom left me. My mom's never coming back. She left me here. I guess that's how I felt. Like, even though there's, like, all these other kids around that you could play with, there's all these toys, and, like, sing songs and play games, and you could be doing all these fun things, you're sitting there crying because your mom left you. I don't know if that ever happened to you. It happened to me. That's how I felt. I'm, like, crying because I was worried my boyfriend went to work and wasn't gonna come back. I'm like, that's really hard to, like, sit here and admit, because that, like, the experience I'm talking about with my mom, I was, like, 4 years old. It's just really, really frustrating. And I just wish there was something I could do to, like, make the two parts of my brain work. Like, or have the common sense part be like, shut up. And that be the end of it. Or even better, make the not common sense part just go away, because it's so annoying and so not true. In my last psychiatrist appointment, she told me I needed to stop being so dependent on my boyfriend, because he was going to get tired of it and leave. Well, I don't, like, try to be dependent on him. I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to get upset that he goes to work. Because in all reality, I'm really not upset. Like, my like, smart part of me is like, okay. I don't know if that was the best thing for her to tell me. I told him what she said. He says he would never leave me. These, like, abandonment issues are so overwhelming. And it's like the people that you are the most worried about leaving you are the people that the silliest things, like, upset you. And it's so frustrating because I don't want to upset him. I don't want him to have to deal with this. I don't want him to have to say my girlfriend's crazy. I don't want him to go to work and worry that I'm at home crying because he left, and worried that he won't come back. I don't want to be sitting here making a video looking like this about something so silly, but I'm positive that one of you knows how I feel. What I want to know is how to deal with it. Like, what do I do? This can't happen. For 12 days, he works at 11 o'clock every night. 12 days. And then he has 2 days off. Well, in 4 days, I'm stopping working. I'm taking a month off of work so I can chill and cool off. What am I going to do? I don't really have an answer. I'm not making this video because I have some, like, motivational speech. I don't even really know where to start. Because in that moment, I was like, I should write about it, or I should, like, talk to... Who do I talk to? What? I can't even calm myself down, much less write. Like, do I just take a bunch of Klonopin and just go to sleep? Do I just sit there and try and talk myself out? Like, I don't know what to do. And that's frustrating. And so if you're frustrated, if you feel like this, and if you're afraid that somebody you love is about to leave you, when they're just trying to go to the grocery store or down the road. I get it. I feel your pain. If you want to talk about it, I'm sure I'll understand again tonight at 11 o'clock when he leaves. I'm trying to think of a small victory for today, even though today just started, so I guess my small victory is that I made it through the night. I didn't go crazy. I didn't go to the hospital for my panic attack. I'm in my house. This isn't, an inpatient hospital. I could have been, but at least I was strong enough to talk myself down that much. I didn't take any emergency anxiety medicine. I suppose that's a victory. I had another blog post ready that I was gonna talk about, but this seemed important, so here you go. I hope you enjoyed it. This whole BPD thing sucks. This blog isn't supposed to make you think, oh, it's okay, like we can be happy all the time and get through it happy. No. Because there's days like this, moments like this, where you feel like nobody in the whole world gets you, where you feel like the one person that you care about is going to leave you because they watched you have like a psychotic moment. When you feel so empty, when you feel stupid and childish and emotional and ridiculous and over-medicated and under-medicated and like split brain, and I'm sorry for the lack of motivation today, but today I feel bad. I guess another victory for today is for me to be able to get on here looking like me, plain, saying that today is a bad day. Last night was a bad night. And it's okay. Because this morning I woke up and I had an email from my boyfriend telling me that he loves me. And when I called him, he was happy that I called him. So he didn't leave me. And he didn't care that I had an emotional breakdown. So I guess that I know that is definitely a victory. Thanks, baby. I hope you all have a good day. And if you are feeling like this, don't be afraid to comment or email me. My email is on the page. I'd be happy to hear from you. I'll probably make another post later, so keep your eyes out. Have a good day.